Hey, what's up, you guys? It is a beautiful day, April 25th, the day after my birthday. I turned 21 yesterday. And I just wanted to do a quick little video, an impromptu video, while I was out and about getting the greenhouse taken care of for the morning, because I've got a lot to do today. I won't be back until like tonight. But it's just gorgeous. Yesterday it was cloudy and stormy, but today it's just like pretty much, at least right here, it looks like clear skies, lightly breezy, nice and warm. It's supposed to be like 82 or something today. So it's just a beautiful day. The greenhouse is propped open. The humidifiers, I just installed them. I'll talk about those real quick. I just brought them back out and there's two of them there. And then there's the big one there. And this is just to keep the growing space a little bit more humid. You can kind of see it's working, 78%. Because even though the door's open, it still gets, it's like, long story short, it's humid here, but the midday still gets pretty dry. Like it can get down to 30%. And for the desert, that's pretty high, but for here, in the forests in southeast Texas, that's actually pretty cold. I mean, pretty dry. And looks like there's the cover holding on. There's a lizard right there. You can see the outline of it. But yeah, I just got the humidifiers in. There's Dendrobium unicum. I love it. I know people who don't like it as much, and like it's okay, but I love it. It's got 3 flowers open and a few more on the way. And then, like, I was just gonna do a spotlight video, honestly, but now that I'm filming and talking about it, I'm gonna show off what I've got in bloom instead. I've got this beautiful fella. This is Dendrobium Spring Dream Kumiko. This is a beautiful Dendrobium nobile hybrid. It's got a weird smell of like sugary dandelions, and it only bloomed on that one cane for some reason. And like those two tall canes right there were mature at the same time, but they didn't bud. But only this one did. But I'll take what I got. It's just gorgeous. And then of course this guy is still going. But like, what else is new? These things last forever. They're still like, they are still fading because I don't really know how long they were open before I got it. But there's still a bunch that, I'm trying to get it to stay in focus. A bunch that have not yet bloomed, or I mean, faded. So it's still going strong. It's actually starting to grow down there. There's an old baby dead cane that I need to remove. Phalaenopsis LOC Magic Panther, still blooming. It dropped a flower just a couple days ago, but these flowers have been open a while. Well, these two are new, or these two are new. These two are older. And it's got 2 more buds on the way, and it looks like it's slowing down for a break, because if you notice here, no new buds have formed. So I think it's just slowing down for a break. Not a flower, but my Nepenthes is doing well. Gonna get another pitcher soon. Maybe even 2 if these both mature at the same time. There's a nice pitcher here. Phalaenopsis valentinii absolutely blowing me away today. Look at that. 6 flowers. It's... oh, the smell. That fruity cinnamon fragrance that I love so much about it. It's just like out in full force. It's a cross of Phalaenopsis violacea and Phalaenopsis cornucervi. Or cornucervi, I don't know which one it is, but... and I got it from Norman's Orchids, as you can see by the yellow tag right there. And it's just, it's so gorgeous. It's my favorite Phalaenopsis and one of my favorite orchids of all time. And it usually would only have 2 flowers open at a time per spike, which is still pretty good. It was constantly in bloom. You can see how many flowers this spike has had already since I got it in August. But now it's blowing me away with 3 flowers per spike, and this is a really good show. And each one's got another bud on the way. But they won't open at the same time, so one of them will fade by that point. But opening, finally, this guy, this is Phalaenopsis Princess Kailowani. I believe it's Phalaenopsis amboyensis and violacea. I brought the first bud. I was stupid with, admittedly, and like as I was watering it, I slammed it into this accidentally, or like this light right here, and broke off a dorsal, or the dorsal, and then accidentally damaged one of the sepals a second time. So I was not good with that, but I have like not moved it, didn't turn it, didn't do anything, and it's starting to open. And it was gorgeous color on the pieces that remained on the last flower, but I took it off early because it was kind of ugly, and I wanted it to focus on this bud. It doesn't have a new bud yet, but that's okay. One step at a time. Sorry, my allergies are kicking in. Epicyclia Serena O'Neill. This wasn't open last time I did a video, but it is now. It's almost fully open, just one bud left. And this is a cross of Epicyclia mabelcanda and Encyclia cordillera, I believe. Let me look. Yep, mabelcanda and cordillera. And mabelcanda is already a cordillera cross, I believe. But it's like a light fruity smell of like passion fruit is what I've been told, but I've never had a passion fruit, so I don't really know how it compares. But it's just gorgeous. My Encyclia Gale Nagakaki X Bractescens is still in full bloom, and it's just gorgeous. Like, look how contrasting and bright that lip is. And both spikes are fully open. They've been open for a couple weeks. Like, this flower I think is the oldest, and it's starting to show its wear, but these guys are still pretty fresh, and I'm so happy. I just love it. It's such a beautiful Encyclia. What else do I got? Masdevallia Pinocchio is still in bloom. It's a sequential bloomer, although it does take breaks from time to time, I noticed. Like, here's another bud coming out here. Here's another bud coming out here, whereas like this spike is still viable, even though it's got a lot of old stems, but no new bud yet. But we're getting there. We're getting there, and there's the Dendrobium from another angle. The Dendrobium unicum. My favorite No ID Phalaenopsis, like the only one I really own now. Still blooming on these three flowers. They developed after the initial flush, so they're like still pretty fresh. It's just gorgeous. And it smells too. It's a light, spicy, sweet fragrance. Not in bloom, but just looking absolutely fabulous because it just matured this massive new leaf. Is my Phalaenopsis schilleriana. This is the silver leaf cultivar from Norman's Orchids. It has bloomed. I have shown it off in a video, I believe, and that was the first bloom for this seedling. But this leaf, like these two leaves were already a nice size jump from the previous ones. Like here's one of the old ones here, down under here. But then this one came out. It's longer than my hand from fingertip to wrist, and that's pretty good for this size plant. And it's already got its next one growing. And then if I look at it, there's like roots everywhere, like roots growing all over the place, branches forming off of old roots and whatnot. There's another one. Oops, oh, there's not. That's the tag. More there. There's a new one entirely coming off the side of the plant. And while I'm here, might as well show you. This is how I water it from time to time. When I need to give it a soaking, I just kind of put it in there and just gently push it under. I soak the entire plant. And I do this because if it's like warm and sunny, it'll dry fast. I will water the leaves as well, because in nature the orchids get watered on, so like it's not like it's a problem. And my airflow is so good that they dry out like immediately. And there, now it's all nice and watered. And then I just take it in again and hang it back down. This is still in bloom as well. This is Dendrobium Kiki chip, which is microchip crossed on Atroviolaceum. Little Atro. And also, it's not an orchid, but it's still interesting, I feel. This is Spanish. If I can get it to focus on it, probably won't. There we go. It's a Spanish moss flower. Little tiny green flowers that I've been told are fragrant, and I can swear I get something off of them. But the bundle that's around this Vanda has been blooming. The others haven't yet, but this one has. And they're actually kind of adorable. Adorable little green flowers. They emerge from the tips of the growth. There's a little moth right there. It's not a leaf, it's a moth. But this guy's still blooming as well. This is Vendacho stylus lilac blossom. And it's gorgeous. The light is making it look a little bit oranger than it actually is, but it's this beautiful like lavendery pinky purple. And this was a rescue that was sent to me, and you can kind of tell from these older leaves, but the new leaves are coming in well. And it just looks, it decided to bloom for me, and it just looks amazing. But the original reason for this video was not to show off like what everything I had in bloom, although that's what happened, but it was to show off, well, a couple, like to talk about the humidifiers, but also this beauty. Now this flower here got damaged, and this one on the, just on the top sepal here a little bit, you can kind of see it, because when the plant was just starting to open these buds, the wind shook the greenhouse, and where you see that second, where I'm pointing, that second rack there that's holding the cover back, that wasn't there before, and it knocked over this plant and damaged the bud. It broke off the bud on the top of this right here. Actually, there was a third bud here, right there, but it broke. But that's fine, because it would have been terrible presentation anyway. And these look really good. This is Rhyncholaelio cattleya Magic Meadow, which is a cross of Rhyncholaelio cattleya Memoria Helen Brown, Rhyncholaelio cattleya Memoria Helen Brown crossed on Rhyncholaelio digbyana. This is the species. And it's just like, oh my god. And these are the two flowers that got slightly damaged. The other two are basically like perfect, and I'll show those in a moment. But you can see like beautiful, like lightly fimbriated lip, nice, interesting fanned out pink color on the lip, but it's like a greeny flower for the rest of it, with even a little bit of like a yellowy green in the lip here. It's just gorgeous, fabulous form too. Let me show you the perfect two. Like, oh my god, they're just, it's just so beautiful. And I got this one from High Desert Orchids a couple weeks ago, and they just opened a few days ago. And it's just, it's one of my, like, I've been collecting and I'm being obsessed with digbyana crosses, especially if the digbyana is one of the parents, whether it's the pod or the pollen. If it's one of the parents, then I especially love it. And it's got like beautiful giant fat bulbs, like, oh my god. And then these gorgeous, pretty good size. I think Ports of Paradise was a little bit larger with a wider lip, but these are still like gorgeous. And 3 flowers on this spike, and it actually looked like there were 3 on this one at one point, but I didn't break this one. I think that broke before it arrived to Kelly. But they're just gorgeous flowers. I don't know how long they'll last, or if they're fragrant yet, because they just opened up, and every other Rhyncholaelio digbyana cross I've had took a few days to a week or so to really start being fragrant. So we'll see. But you can just see like the form on these flowers is outstanding, and they're beautiful. Big tall plant. It's a little bit taller than my Ports of Paradise is, but it's not as wide yet. But I got this for 35 bucks, and this is a pretty good plant. If I go, I'm gonna real quick before I close out this video, go show off the Ports of Paradise to show you. And also my Pelargonium hybrid. This is the one that I bred myself. It is blooming on a bunch of different stems. Some of the stems have already started to fade off some flowers, but come over here, and then, ooh, it's still there. Okay. I also wanted to show this too, because this is a clematis my godmother has, but look at that. It's huge, and it's just gorgeous, like purpley pink with a dark pink ray coming out from the center on each petal. It's just gorgeous, and it was in full bloom before, but now like the last couple flowers are opening and or fading. Like this one is just now dropping. And what I've been doing is picking off the old stems if I can. I can't with one hand on that one, but because it's just it could bloom more. But anyway, yeah, Ports of Paradise. So that's here. I just recently potted it up into this 8-inch pot, and it's already at the edge of that, but I didn't have anything bigger. So this is what I have to use for now, and then I'll let it grow out a bit. But this is, yeah, it's the Magic Meadow was taller than this, but this is obviously way larger. It's my largest cattleya, I think my largest orchid, actually. Mine, besides the Cymbidiums, because the Cymbidiums are always usually large, unless you buy the miniature species. But yeah, I got this for 45 bucks at Lowe's, and like for a plant this size, it had a little bit of leaf damage, like whatever this is, but it hasn't spread. It's not like it's a problem. It's just kind of there on the old leaves, on a couple of them. But this one matured and bloomed. This one I matured and bloomed myself, and it had 3 flowers on it, which was absolutely fabulous. but now it's got more growth coming. A nice one here, and another nice one here. And so hopefully I'll get some more blooms soon. But yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to show, was mainly the Magic Meadow, but then also, well, I mean, come on. I think everything else is in bloom, and some things that I haven't seen yet are also blooming. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this a little bit longer than usual video for just a bloom show off video, but such a beautiful day and so many things are happening that I just had to talk about it. So I will catch you guys later, where I will be doing a video on the new chickens we got. That'll be exciting. I've never had chickens before. My godparents have, and they're excited to get back into it, but this will be my first time with them. So I'll catch you guys later.